Hey, sixth graders. So today, instead of showing you the book, I'm going to talk to you face to face. So here, I'm getting my textbook out. So I hope you have your textbook, get it out, and you can follow along with me in your textbook. It is Wednesday, April 1st, and hey, happy April. It's April Fool's, so I wonder if you guys are playing some little tricks in your house today with your family for April Fool's. I am not playing April Fool's with you right now, though. For real, get your textbook. And we're going to look at a few more irregular verbs. So it looks like most of you did well sending me your exercises from today, Tuesday. So, well, now it's not today anymore. It's Wednesday because I'm making this on Tuesday. So anyway, your Tuesday work you all sent to me. Many of you did. And you did a great job. So I'm going to send you the answers today and you can check your work. So we have in the book another section of these irregular verbs, verbs that we have different forms that we use when we're saying them in past tense or as a past participle. So if you look on page 154 and 155, you'll see these. And these are all words that are just very common. Words like leave and pay and read and ride and ring and run. I mean, these are all words many of us use on a daily basis. So look at all of these, sing, speak, stand. But if you'll notice, like I told you, irregular verbs, you're changing something, either the consonants or the vowels or consonants and vowels. And you're actually creating a different word. So like for, if you look, steal or swim or take, right? We have these different forms. I take my dog for a walk in the neighborhood. I am taking my dog for a walk this afternoon. I took my dog for a walk yesterday. I have taken my dog for a walk every day this week in my neighborhood. How about you? So that's an example. So read through those. I'm not going to read through the whole list because I think that would be a little boring for you all to hear me read through the list. But read through them. I am, however, going to read to you all this oral practice on the bottom of page 155. So look at that with me. I'm going to read it incorrectly first, and then I'll correct myself. I think that will help you all hear the difference. So number 1, despite the blinding snowstorm, the St. Bernard had leaded the rescue party to the stranded hikers. We would not say that. We say had led. Number 2, the school bell ringed 5 minutes late every afternoon this week. Well, first of all, that is certainly not happening for us, and we would never say ringed. We would say rang. Number 3, when she visited New York City, Julia seen the Ellis Island Immigration Museum. Nope, we would say saw. Number 4, how many sixth graders would you guess have ridden on this school bus? Nope, you would say have ridden. All right, number 5, what is the longest distance you have swimmed? Nope, you would say swum. But notice it's not have swam, it's swum. Swam is in the past, but when you've got that helping verb before it, like have, you would say have swum. Number 6, George ran or runned. Nope, we would just say ran. George ran to the corner to see the antique fire engine. Number 7, Gloria and Rose singed at the talent show. Nope, we would say sang. And number 8, have you ever righted haiku? Have you ever written haiku is how we would say that. So it does help to think about how would I not do this in order to realize, oh, I have learned how to say these words properly. And sometimes in our families, especially as Southerners, we have some verbs that we kind of use the wrong way. So we do need to be aware of that and correct it so that we are speaking English properly. And, you know, as English teachers, we correct you guys about that. But if you look on page 156, you're going to have the opportunity to read through some sentences and choose the correct word. So look on page 156, exercise 5, 157, exercise 6. I want you to do both of these. Tomorrow we're going to have a quiz. It will be a quiz that you will do, and we'll see how you're doing. I will let you use your book tomorrow on the quiz to find the correct forms, but that quiz will be tomorrow. So make sure you do your work today. And I'm proud of you guys. It seems like everyone's settling into their routines and their rhythms. You know, it's challenging even for me. Each day I want to do a little bit better. This is a great opportunity for you guys to, you know, sometimes there's situations that happen and they really force us to make changes. And so this is a great opportunity for you all to build these skills, these deep inside skills that are character building, to learn how to manage your time and how to increase your responsibility. I know it's tough, and but I am really proud of you all, because this all happened so suddenly and without any warning or any chance for us to prepare you guys, and all of us learn how to use Google Classroom together in class. So I'm incredibly proud of all of you, and we're going to finish strong together. And I know you're all looking forward to spring break, and I am too. So we are getting close, because now we're in April. So have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, you guys.